Formula One cars aren't really cars, they're science experiments disguised as race machines. Every square inch has been touched by aerodynamics, physics, and a budget so big it makes NASA look like a startup. We're talking carbon fiber monocoques, so light you could pick one up with a stiff breeze, wings that create so much downforce they could pin your nan's shopping trolley to the road, and hybrid engines that sound like a vacuum cleaner having an identity crisis. Each F1 car is basically a rolling computer. Sensors monitor tire pressure, brake temperature, airflow, and about 1,000 other things in real time. If a driver sneezes, the telemetry team probably knows before he does. Oh, and let's not forget the power unit, a 1.6-litre V6 turbo hybrid that, despite being smaller than the engine in your cousin's hatchback, produces nearly 1,000 horsepower. But don't call it an engine, it's a power unit because engineers don't like it when things sound simple. Now compare that to NASCAR. Here, the car is a stock car, big, heavy, made of steel, and shaped like, well, a car. The bodywork is thicker than your neighbor's conspiracy theories, and the technology is gloriously old school. Under the bonnet, a good old 5.8-litre naturally aspirated V8. No hybrid, no turbo, just raw mechanical violence. Press the pedal, and it roars like thunder at a monster truck rally. Electronics? Minimal. Aero? Basic. Carbon fiber? Forget it. These things are built like tanks. And that's the point. F1 is about innovation, shaving off milliseconds, and building the most complex machine allowed by the rulebook. NASCAR is about giving the fans noise, speed, and a spectacle where drivers can bounce off the wall, repair the car with duct tape, and still finish the race. One is clinical, the other is chaos. And honestly, both are beautiful. Let's clear something up. F1 is faster. Brutally, unfairly faster. Top speeds have reached 230 miles per hour, but what makes them scary isn't the straight line pace, it's the corners. With insane downforce, an F1 car can take a bend at speeds that would make your head spin and your spine reconsider its career choices. 5 Gs of cornering force. That's like strapping a sofa to your chest and trying to breathe. Acceleration is the same story. 0 to 60 in under 2.5 seconds. 0 to 120 faster than most cars can hit 60. It's violent, it's extreme, and it makes roller coasters look like lazy Sunday strolls. NASCAR might not hit the same numbers on paper, but don't think it's slow. 180 to 200 miles per hour in a pack of 30 cars, all within inches of each other, is the kind of speed that makes your palms sweat just watching it on TV. The real danger isn't the raw speed, it's the company. In F1, you're usually alone, carving a racing line like a surgeon. In NASCAR, you've got a Chevy in your mirrors, a Toyota on your bumper, and a Ford trying to rub your door off. Think of it like this. F1 is an Olympic sprinter running in perfect silence. NASCAR is a bar fight, on rollerblades, downhill, at 200 miles an hour. F1 is a world tour of the most challenging circuits ever built. Monaco, where overtaking is illegal by default. Spa-Francorchamps, where Eau Rouge makes drivers question their life choices every lap. Suzuka, Silverstone, Monza. Every circuit has its quirks, its history, and its terrifying corners. Street circuits bring walls so close that brushing them counts as flirting. Permanent circuits throw in blind crests, fast sweepers, and technical hairpins. It's like a greatest hits album of motorsport. Each F1 race is roughly 190 miles, wrapped up in under 2 hours. Precision, discipline, drama compressed into the perfect Netflix-ready package. NASCAR, meanwhile, embraces the oval, superspeedways like Daytona and Talladega, where cars run 3 wide for hours. Short tracks like Bristol, where there's more contact than a football match. Intermediate ovals, road courses, dirt races. Okay, NASCAR does mix it up more now, but the beating heart of it is still the oval, round and round until someone either wins or runs out of patience. And here's the difference. In F1, every corner is unique. In NASCAR, every lap is a test of endurance, consistency, and not getting punted into the wall. An F1 track is an exam. A NASCAR track is a cage fight with rules written in pencil. Formula One strategy is so complex, entire teams of mathematicians spend weeks modeling possible race outcomes. Tire degradation, undercuts, overcuts, pit stop windows, fuel saving, energy harvesting. It's all about finding the perfect balance between speed and efficiency. Every pit stop is a high-stakes heist. Get in, change 4 tires in 2 seconds, get out, and pray you don't come out behind a Williams. But in NASCAR, strategy is more like poker. You're constantly gambling on caution flags, drafting partners, and pit stop timing. Pit stops happen under yellow flags when half the field dives in at once. Drafting, sitting in someone's slipstream to save fuel and slingshot past, can win or lose you the race. And if the race gets close at the end, NASCAR rolls out the green-white checkered rule, which is code for, brace yourselves, it's about to get messy. In F1, races are won in spreadsheets. In NASCAR, races are won in fistfights and photo finishes. Both are brilliant, both are insane, and both prove that strategy in motorsport is less about being clever and more about surviving the chaos. Formula 1, 305 kilometers, 190 miles, 2 hours max, neat, tidy, efficient, like a well-made Italian espresso. NASCAR, 400 to 600 miles. That's like drinking a whole pot of coffee and then deciding to run a marathon. 3 to 4 hours of racing, sometimes longer if there are multiple overtimes or half the field decides to crash in turn 3. And then there's the stage racing system. NASCAR splits races into stages, awarding points throughout the event to keep fans engaged. It's like breaking a film into 3 mini-movies so people don't leave the cinema halfway through. F1 doesn't need stages. The drama comes naturally, but NASCAR knows its fans. They want fireworks every 100 laps, not just at the end. So while F1 is a sprint, NASCAR is an endurance epic. One feels like sipping champagne at Monaco. The other feels like pounding beers at Daytona. Formula 1 is the international jet setter of motorsport. Monaco, Singapore, Miami, Abu Dhabi. It's a calendar designed around glamour, money, and the global elite. Fans tune in from every time zone, and drivers are household names across continents. Netflix's Drive to Survive has turned it into a pop culture juggernaut. It's the United Nations of racing, only with more grid girls and fewer vetoes. NASCAR, on the other hand, is proudly and unapologetically American. It's Daytona Beach, Talladega, Charlotte, the heartlands of US motorsport. Fans turn up in RVs, grill burgers, and blast country music. The infield looks less like a racetrack and more like the world's largest barbecue. NASCAR doesn't care about global reach. It cares about community, tradition, and keeping its roots firmly in the South. One is international glamour, the other is national pride. One is champagne, one is Bud Light, and both are perfect for what they are. Formula 1 is chess. NASCAR is a bar brawl. In Formula 1, qualifying sets the entire weekend. Start at the front, manage your tyres, control the pace. Every overtake is calculated like a surgeon's incision. A lunge down the inside at turn 1 isn't just bravery. It's the product of maths, risk management, and an engineer whispering into the driver's ear that the gap is exactly 1.2 car widths wide. If you so much as sneeze in the wrong place, the front wing snaps, the floor shatters, and you're on the next flight home. NASCAR doesn't bother with that. NASCAR says, here's a car, here's a track, and here are 35 people who all want to send you into the wall. Good luck contact isn't an accident, it's the strategy. Bump drafting is perfectly legal. You literally shove the guy in front to make both of you faster. It's like teamwork, but with whiplash. And when things get personal, drivers don't just complain on the radio, they climb out of their cars and settle it in the pits. Punches have been thrown, helmets have been used as weapons. Can you imagine Lewis Hamilton trying that with Max Verstappen? In Formula 1, heated exchange means a passive-aggressive hand wave. In NASCAR, it means an actual fistfight broadcast live on national television. Lead changes tell the story too. In F1, one overtake can define a season. Fans still talk about Schumacher on Häkkinen at Spa, or Alonso on Schumacher at 130R. In NASCAR, there might be 50 lead changes in a single race. Blink and you've missed 3. The spectacle isn't one surgical strike, it's a constant carousel of chaos. The contrast couldn't be clearer. F1 is high art, a delicate ballet danced at 200 miles per hour. NASCAR is demolition derby poetry written in tire smoke and bent sheet metal. Formula 1 isn't just racing, it's theatre. It's Monaco's yachts, Singapore's skyline, Miami's fake marina. It's Lewis Hamilton arriving in outfits more expensive than a midfield team's catering budget, and Ferrari turning strategy mistakes into international memes. The paddock is crawling with celebrities, CEOs, and influencers pretending they've known about F1 for longer than Netflix has existed. Champagne gets sprayed like it's going out of fashion, and half the crowd are there as much for the selfies as the racing. NASCAR is the opposite. It's barbecue smoke wafting over the infield, families turning up in RVs, and fans who measure loyalty in decades, not Instagram likes. The culture is proudly American. Tailgating, Budweiser, country music, and a sea of baseball caps. While F1 has billionaires on yachts, NASCAR has fans camped out on lawn chairs, grilling hot dogs, and listening to the race on portable radios. And honestly, both look like the time of your life. Even the victory celebrations tell the story. In F1, the top 3 drivers stand on a podium, national anthems play, and champagne showers sparkle in the sunset. Very polished, very cinematic. In NASCAR, the winner does a smoky burnout, climbs on the roof of the car, and chugs beer with the crowd. Sometimes they smash a guitar in victory lane. Sometimes they pour milk over their heads. It's messy, chaotic, and glorious. The fans mirror it perfectly. F1 fans debate tyre strategies, downforce levels, and DRS zones on Reddit like they're running their own teams. NASCAR fans They're just happy if the race had crashes, close finishes, and plenty of noise. F1 is about being part of an elite international club. NASCAR is about showing up, having a good time, and feeling like you belong to a family of millions. At the end of the day, that's the real magic. F1 is champagne and caviar. NASCAR is beer and nachos. One gives you Bond villains and billionaires. The other gives you barbecue and burnouts. Both give you stories you'll never forget.